Hey YouTube, we have Leonard here, bringing guys and gals, Kanojo Okurishimasu, Rent a Girlfriend, chapter 256, the review portion. So everybody, again, you can find my live reaction over on the Twitch side, link in the description box down below. We actually started this week with Rent a Girlfriend, shouldn't be hard to find. What a chapter, it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed this chapter for so many reasons. First and foremost, we're really seeing how things are starting to get set up for this new arc, and it kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety, I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like the bulk of this arc is going to be Kazuya learning to accept his new reality of being with Chizuru and seeing the joys that can come from having a long-term relationship with her and potentially even getting married to her. This is the first taste that Kazuya is going to get, and I also think that for Kazuya, in his personal self-esteem, we see, even starting with this chapter, his nightmare again with Sayuri. His self-esteem is at a pretty low point for pretty good reasons. I'd argue Kazuya's self-esteem was never high to begin with, which is part of the issues in the story. But I think that by the end of this, Kazuya is going to gain some confidence, he's going to gain some clarity, and recognize the fact that Chizuru does in fact care about him. Chizuru does view him as someone worthy of being with him potentially. And at the end of the day, I think that confidence will build well, and he's going to be able to actually envision a future with him and Mizuhara. It's not going to be something where he's just like, this can never happen, I can never dream of it. So that's the end game. But we have some issues here. We have some issues, and it's going to be twofold, as I said before. Not just simply Kazuya and the whole stuff of him and Chizu living together, but the lies. And that's why we kind of want to focus on to some degree with regards to this reaction, or this review I should say. Kazuya is making the same mistake that he made time and time again throughout this whole manga. Kazuya, in an attempt not to ruffle feathers, an attempt to not make things hard on Chizuru, an attempt to do all these different stuff, is excuses. Kazuya has a problem with lying. He lied to Naogumi in the past, he lied to Kibe in the past, and he had his reasons, but it was wrong. He's lied to Ruka, he's really lied to everybody in this entire manga. Chizuru's honestly no exception, by the way. They both have been pretty bad in terms of this whole entire thing, hiding things, etc. At the end of the day, Kazuya, you have to get to the point where you can't lie. I've said this before, but even at the end of the Paradise arc in Hawaiians, the biggest issue that they had is they didn't tell the full truth. They told like 98% of the truth, but that 2% lie, which I'll always come back to, will come back to haunt Kazuya. And I think the same thing is happening here. He realizes it himself that, I'm lying to them again. I'm not telling the truth. I don't think Neji would put this in the story if he's not going to come back to it at some point in time. I think from a writing standpoint, it would just make too much sense to do so. These lies are going to all backfire on Kazuya if he doesn't change his ways, if he doesn't just tell the honest truth. And so far in this story, Kazuya has never told the 100% the honest truth. First lie, he lies to Kibe. He tells Kibe, oh, I was just sleeping at an internet cafe. Would Kibe care if he stayed with Chizuru? No. Now I understand the reason why he's lying is because he says he wants to protect Chizuru. He's thinking about also getting out some to Ruka, among other stuff. Everyone, I get it. It doesn't change the fact that Kazuya's making the situation worse for himself, and that's the problem here. And that's what I think Neji's setting up in terms of like a big climax. Kazuya, by lying, is making things so much worse when everyone ends up finding out sometime later on. It's going to be even worse, I think, than what we experienced at the Hawaiians, to be perfectly honest. And I think if Kazuya just told the truth to Kibe, yeah, there'd be some blowback, yeah, there'd be some things that could go south as a result of him telling Kibe, but they'd all move on. Kibe wouldn't care. Kazuya would just have to be honest with himself, and it is what it is. So that was the first lie. Then he lies to Naogumi, which again, Naogumi would be fine with this. She wants him. She even says like, you're dating Chizuru, even though he's not. We know. You're dating Chizuru, why wouldn't you be staying together and living together at this point? It's been a year. It's legit been a year. Again, Kazuya, you could have told her the truth. You didn't. I understand why. It's bad nonetheless. It will blow back on you potentially, is my personal thought. But that was the second lie. And then it gets compounded again with the third lie with Ruka. This is probably far the worst one, because Ruka routinely goes by his place. She routinely cares about Kazuya, wants the best for him, at least in her mind. And she says to him, I'm so happy that you're gone from Chizuru, that you're no longer around her, because she has a complex when it comes to Chizuru. She views herself as Kazuya's girlfriend, as Kazuya's girlfriend. The idea of him being around Chizu, she always knows that there's potential for something to go wrong. And now I know that there are going to be people, and again, I understand this, who say, but Leonard, Ruka puts herself in this situation. Ruka knows Kazuya loves Chizuru. Ruka chooses to get hurt. You're not wrong. But where I sympathize, I guess, with Kazuya earlier in the story, and even up until recently, the Hawaiians arc, is that he constantly told Ruka, like, I'm not into you. He made it clear. He even tried to break up with her and she stopped him. So I didn't blame Kazuya back then. But now I'm kind of at the point where the more I look at things, I see how Ruka's so devoted to him and how he just lies. I think it's a problem. I just feel like he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do it. Ruka's going to find out about this. Ruka's going to lose her mind. Will she have lost her mind if he told her now? Of course. But the end result is going to be so much worse should he wait. So I guess for me, again, the long story short of this whole entire part is that I think what we're going to get in this arc is that development for Chizuru and Kazuya. That'll be the main focus. But we've gotten these little seeds kind of planted here where I can see these lies coming back. Even if it's not in this arc, I think it'll be in this arc. But somewhere down the line coming back to bite him for not just telling the truth and being honest about what he's doing with Chizuru. Simple as that. So those are kind of my thoughts related to this chapter. But on a good note, everyone, welcome home. Okaeri Nasai. For Kazuya, who again, throughout this chapter, you can see the self-loathing, he's sad, even towards the end of this chapter, feeling as if like he has to get out at some point. He's just an inconvenience, he's a bother. Having heard that conversation, Yae, Morty, and Chizu are like, oh, did you lock up? Oh, you shouldn't have locked up. Kazuya's coming. They're thinking about him. And then for her to come out and say, oh, you're here. Okaeri. Welcome home. I'm pretty sure I made this a thumbnail and I made this a title of the video, but everyone, that panel with Chizuru saying that, it hit me so hard in the in the feels when I read that live. I was just like, wow. And I could feel almost what Kazuya probably was feeling in that moment. Imagine how sad, the depression he's kind of feeling, how self-loathing he is, but then to see a level of care. And the captions at the end of the chapter did such a good job of showing it as well. How he's getting a little taste, just a little taste of what is going to be like in the future of Chizuru. I think this is huge. I think this arc has so much potential to really develop Kazuya's character, his personal growth, and his relationship with Chizuru for both of them. So I'm super excited. Great chapter, really amazing, really setting up things to come, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen next chapter. So everybody, I'm going to end this one here. Of course, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you like my content, everyone. It's greatly appreciated as always. We'll be back next week. And with that, I'm Leonard and I'm out. Take care everybody, have a good one. Peace.